Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say that I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chachadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutations to those who do this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And I just wanted to do a quick hit on the weak saying that they're strong and no longer being afraid of the Western powers. So I have here a video that I'm about to play. And this is where we are now in prophecy. So here we go.
You know, we are not in 1935. We are not in 1935. We are in 1942. You are the Nazi regime that is carrying out a Holocaust in Gaza. You are the Nazi who is doing it as we speak. You're the evil monster. You say Israel is not a colonial regime? You're from Eastern Europe. You're European. All of those Ashkenazi Jews who are now running the country, they're from Eastern Europe. You came and slaughtered. I'm talking. I didn't interrupt you as you were ranting. You're the people who you support, the people who are running the country. They're Polish. They're Ukrainian. They're from Czechoslovakia. They're from Eastern Europe. You're not Jewish and Semite. You're the anti-Semite. Because you've been slaughtered. You won't let me talk. You're afraid. You're afraid because you know you have no argument. You have no leg to stand on. You slaughtered the Semite Palestinians and you took their land. And you support. You are a proud Zionist who supports a regime that celebrates the rapists in prison. They rape Palestinians in prison and then they're celebrated on television. This is, if you don't let me talk, you're just exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself because you exposed yourself with Epstein. I'm Israel. So in response to your nonsense, the nonsense about 50,000 people, those lies have been responded to by the Iranian people. Stop ranting. I'm speaking. You're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. 3,517 people died thanks to an armed insurgency that your regime and the Israeli regime funded and supported. And you're a coward. You are a coward. You won't let me talk. You're afraid. You're afraid of me talking. Don't tell me I'm afraid. The lawyer, Epstein's lawyer, Trump's lawyer, is afraid of me, a layman, talking. Why? Because you have no leg to stand on. The Iranian people have spoken. They went to the streets in the tens of millions. You're a coward. You won't let me talk. I let you talk because I'm not afraid of you. People are not afraid of you anymore. You can kill Epstein. You can kill whoever you like, but we're not afraid. You can bomb my house. You can kill me with my family, but I'm not afraid of you. I will support the Palestinian people until your regime bombs my home. So go and tell them that. I'm prepared to die for the Palestinian people. But you used to frequent Epstein Island. You have no principles and no morality. The Iranian people came to the streets in the tens of millions. We all know it. The footage is there. The international journalists were there, not just in Iran, but in Iraq. The Iranian people have spoken whose side they are. No one is going to be fooled by your anonymous propaganda to justify war. You know.
You see, so the other nations are no longer afraid of the so-called white man and the Western powers. And they're actively bucking up against this man, and he knows it. He's losing his grip, his influence. He's losing his influence and his grip. Because guess what? You only can use the sword so much before people are like, you know what? You're going to kill me anyway. You only can use starvation and famine before people are like, know what? I ain't got nothing else to lose anyway. And see, these are the tactics that the so-called white man, these Amalekites have used for so long. And now people are saying, you know what? Because he said something. He said, you know, you can kill my family. You can kill me. I'll wait for it. But I'm still not afraid of you. You see? And see, once the fear is gone, once people are no longer afraid to lose those things that they have, once they're no longer afraid to fight back, there you go. This is what's happening. And the Lord is moving this. He's moving this. He's waking these heathens up. He's the one that's saying, hey, take your agriculture and all the money that you had, that you were using for this, and put it into your military, right? Russia's now entering in the war. All right, I'll get that real quick. All right, let's go to the book of Ezekiel 38. Now let's slide up a little bit. And it says, and say, thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and I will put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine horses and horsemen, all of them, clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Okay? So the Lord, at one time, Russia wanted to be down with America and NATO and EU. Okay? But the Lord quickly turned that back around. If you go back during the Clinton era, right, the Clintons never really wanted to have nothing to do with Vladimir Putin. They would always ostracize him. I remember watching videos where, they wouldn't even shake this man's hand. Okay? So Russia was like, you know what? Well, F y'all then. Okay? We're going to stay y'all enemy, and we're going to work behind the scenes and build up our military might. And that's exactly what they did. Verse 5, it says, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, and all with shields and helmets. Gomer and his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands. And this is speaking of the land of Gog and Magog, and the people that are currently Gog and Magog. They're speaking of the people that currently reside in that land, not the original Japhites that were over there before. Okay, where it's speaking of the land. All right, so I'm gonna continue on. There's no parking. It says, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. You see, so Russia is also supplying Iran with military equipment and military intelligence to fight against the Western powers. All right, so there it is. You got Joel, the 3rd chapter, coming into fruition, and you got Ezekiel 38 coming into fruition as well. All right, so all these things are happening right before your eyes. All right, so the weak is saying that I'm strong, and they're fighting against the Western powers. So with that, I pray this edifying lesson ended off giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakal Kadash. Until the next time, I can say shalom.